Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0 Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Oh, welcome back to the 3-0 Take, presented by Chinook Eatery. This is episode 572. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin. I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate.
KC, how are we, pal? Clap it up. Clap it up. Another season in the books.
Yeah. Clap it up. Clap it up.
Another regular season in the books.
Yeah, it's good. It's good clarification, because we're about to run the gauntlet here for the next month. But
it really is a gauntlet.
There's still a month of baseball left. Holy cow.
I know.
It really does kind of feel like the end of the year, but then we're like, nope, this happens every year. But man, what a finish.
Wild.
And let me just get out in front of this and say, I have no notes. I have to apologize. I'm not even going to apologize. Was in Boston this weekend. Heard that there was a team that was clinching a postseason berth this weekend. So I said, hey, let me go up and catch that. We did. It was great. It was electric. But it was
Just got back.
Literally just got back.
Just got home.
Half hour ago. So we're just gonna wing this thing.
Feel this out.
It's not even winging it. I'm kind of got a feel for what's been going on today. I was getting all the updates via the different broadcasts I was listening to on our 10-hour drive home today. So I was doing my best to keep up with the tiebreakers and everything as things were unfolding. But man, what a finish! What a finish! I love how people are like, that's why we play 162, and I'm like, yes and no. Like, this could very easily have happened if we played 150 games or 100 games or 84 games. Like, what? 162. Like, that's just playing 162 games doesn't mean that we have all this craziness at the end of the season. Like that, any number of games could lead to this, but
just the way it is. But I think the argument is more so the fact that, like, when people sit back and they're like, my team is going to go far this year, or my team sucks this year, and I don't think really truly like fathom how close and competitive, for the most part, I would say 90% of the teams in the league are. And like, even like the Marlins sticking around, like who would have thought that the Marlins were going to be in a competitive position with a week left of the regular season? Like, no one really would have thought of that.
Let's go Marlins.
Go Marlins.
Doing a huge solid today, by the way.
For the people.
For the people. For baseball, for the world, honestly.
We needed it, and they delivered. Pitched a shutout.
Wasn't a shutout? I actually didn't catch that particular broadcast. I did see they did what they needed to do, but I didn't see that they pitched a shutout.
I think it was 3-4-0.
Oh, man, I love that.
Was
it 4-0? I think it was 4-0.
4-0.
I love that. That's such a beautiful way to end the year. Honestly, makes
5 hits, no runs.
Almost makes you shed a tear, if we're being honest.
That's huge.
But yeah, what a finish! It was actually funny. I was listening to the Sox broadcast today. Which before I go any further on that, can I just go ahead and say? And I would venture to say you probably agree with me here, as well as most other baseball fans. The whole starting at the same time for 162, love that.
Yeah, need it.
Love that.
Yeah, I love that there's not like a night game right now that we're having to like worry about.
Yeah, like the Nationals and Royals or something. Yeah, no disrespect, but we don't need that. So that's big fan of the same start time today. That was big. But as I was mentioning, I was listening to the Sox broadcast today on the way home, and they're literally giving the radio booth was giving updates to various situations every other batter. It was like, okay, well, with that swing of the bat in Cleveland means that there's a chance that the Tigers, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And they were just covering every team. Like they had in fact, they had the Rays game up on I think it was Will Middlebrooks was like, oh, well, I've got the Rays game up here on my laptop here real quick. So they were just giving updates. And I was like, this is the madness that we love on 162. So I was a big fan of that.
Yeah, the Yankees broadcast for the last few days has had like a very like light, almost translucent like score bug in the bottom right corner the whole game of the Rays Blue Jays. So it was kind of cool, just like, and again, they refer to it and they were talking about like, yeah, players are going to scoreboard watch, like coaches scoreboard watch, like there is an aspect to it. And I think what's cool about it is because we spend like literally all year hearing the politically correct presser answers, the media answers of like, we're just worrying about us. We're worrying about today. We're worrying about the game tomorrow. Like, we just got to get through this series. Like, that's like all they ever say. And then when it comes down to it at the end, yeah, obviously you're paying attention. You're wanting to win certain games. You need to win certain games. You need other teams to lose. Like, it's just funny to me that they all pretend like that doesn't matter for 98% of the freaking season. And then it comes down the stretch. It's like, yeah, we need a little help. Need a little help from somebody.
Need a little help. And who knows, maybe we're even kind of punting on this game because we don't want a particular matchup. It's like, okay, now the truth comes out. Yeah. This has kind of been the case for the last week or two, even, where teams are kind of like, well, do we really want the bye? Do we really want to go on the road to play XYZ team? It's like, just be honest. Just you're one of us. You're like the rest of us. Mm-hmm. Players, managers, front offices. You're like us.
There's like a plan with starters, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know. I love the scramble at the end of the season. And in a weird way, it feels like this last week just kind of like snuck up. And now it's just like, I can't believe we're already in the postseason.
Well, you know who's not saying that is the New York Mets. So let's start there.
Mets fans, have a good night. We'll see you later.
Have a good offseason. We'll see you in March.
If you're listening, you don't want to continue.
No, they're probably want to hate listen. I know I would want to.
They're miserable now.
I hit the Mets Twitter account they posted the update after the game, like final Marlins 4, Mets 0. I just hit him with an LOL because I'm like that. There's nothing that you could say to Mets fans right now that would make them feel any better, give them any hope moving forward, validate any success that they may have encountered this season, because it was all for nothing. At one point in the season, they were the best team in baseball, and here they are on the outside looking in, just the way it was meant to be. And honestly,
script.
all my hatred for the Met that I have for the Mets just came flooding back. I was like, all those nice things I've said about them for the last year or two. No, I just feel like I had to check a box, truthfully. But now I'm like, this is how it was supposed to be. The Mets back to Metsing. This is baseball.
All is right. It feels like all is right.
All is right. I mean, is there really much to say on the matter? I mean, I wanted to acknowledge it because of you could call it collapse, the downfall,
I think it's weird that they're getting, I mean, it is the Mets and obviously the amount of money they spent, but it's weird that this is getting more attention than the collapse of the Tigers, you know?
Fair, but to the credit of Tigers fans,
still got in, I
guess.
They
still got in. It would have been tragic had they let it completely slip away. I mean, they clinched 161?
Yeah.
Saturday, they finally got in the dance, but yeah, the Mets, man. How you let that slip away? I don't know.
Against the Marlins.
And what did we say though? What I literally said before this series, I said this isn't going to be a throwaway series for the Mets. You can't go into this series against the Marlins, who had been playing pretty pretty good ball. No, right? Am I going crazy there?
I think they played they played competitively all year.
They finished the year 79-83, 7-3 in their last 10. Like, not. In fact, I think I heard the other day that was it the Marlins? They had like one of the better win percentages of all major league teams in the second half, or I don't remember the exact verbiage, but it was something to that effect, I think. But you just can't go into that series thinking that you're gonna punch your ticket in your sleep. You just can't. And sure enough, they didn't. So credit to the Marlins. Let's go Marlins.
I love it. God,
I love the Marlins. Big Marlins guy, honestly.
Big Marlins guy. Did you hear Keith Hernandez in the booth just completely complaining about the Marlins taking a picture in front of the dugout, like on the field? They took like a team picture.
Like literally every other team that punches their ticket does. Like the Tigers were I saw them. They were taking their picture out in front of the Green Monster.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was at the
You
mound.
do it wherever you are.
I'm like, whatever.
But I mean, he's like, they're taking a picture like they won the division. And then another guy's like, well, this is their World Series. And it's like, dude, you guys are just salty and bitter. And the truth is that like, if I was a Marlins fan, I would be pretty satisfied with this year. I think there's a lot to be excited about. There's a lot of talent over there. And I like that they had some pride this last series. I mean, we've seen that with multiple teams where it's just like, play for some pride, man. Like, go out there and finish the season strong. And some did, some didn't. So, sucks to suck on the Mets side, though. I mean, that's just... I love it. So good. Pete Alonso, like 90 seconds after the last out, was like, I'm out.
Oh, I love it. The franchise is coming, just crumbling down. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good. That's
good
good.
We can all just be excited about that.
Was there any other heartbreaking news that came out of Mets camp in the aftermath? I mean, I saw the Pete thing. I don't think so.
I think there's
enough for one
talks
day.
of Edwin Diaz being gone. I don't think he's already set to be a free agent, right? I don't think there was an option there.
No, I'm just saying, not as much like speculation. I'm just saying, did anybody come out and say like this was the most embarrassing collapse, I'm quitting the team, or anything like that?
No, not yet.
Or did Mr. Met announce his retirement or something to that effect? Who really knows? Honestly, though, I would, with the Mets, I wish the Reds could have clinched with a finish the year off with a dub, but you know what?
That's not what we needed.
That's not what we needed. And frankly,
this is actually better. I feel like I like this more.
Like the script we laid out, we said, do what you got to do. If you're gonna get swept out of the wild card, so be it. The Mets took it a step further. They're like, it's very possible we get swept in the wild card, but we're also gonna lose the final game, even though we know Kyle is a big believer in punching your ticket with a win. We're gonna do the opposite because we want to twist the knife.
Yeah,
that much more.
The Reds just don't care. Don't care. Just can't be the Mets. That's all they said.
I'm so here for it.
That's all Terry said in the clubhouse. He was just like, it just can't be the Mets, boys. They listened.
Like in the like the high school football movies where the coach comes in and the guys are all sitting around and you write something up on the whiteboard and he's like, all right, men, let's go. And they give a big hurrah and go charging out and beat the team or whatever. All Terry did was walk in pregame on the whiteboard, writes, can't be the Mets, and walks out. And the boys looked around. They said, we know what we have to do today. We have to lose because we know that the Mets are also going to lose and we have the tiebreaker. So
shoot a text to my boy down in Miami. Say, hey, get it done. Because we're not going to get it done. I'm not interested in that.
We are so far from being interested in earning our way into this. We want to absolutely back our way into this.
So good.
I'm here for it. Anywho's, was there anything else I don't think anybody else got left out to dry today as the Mets did. The Astros, we already knew. Really, it was just about seed shuffling today.
Yeah.
Beyond the Mets saga.
Yeah.
So let's talk about who's in. Do you just want to? How do you want to do this? You want to? I mean, we can lay out the situation here.
So
for sure.
Yeah.
But as the picture stands, officially, now that we have wrapped up 162 on the American League side, you've got the Jays as the top seed, having won their game and owning the tiebreaker today, as the Yankees also won. So they get the number 1 seed in the American League. The Mariners finish with the number 2 seed. Guardians finish with the 3 seed. Yankees finish with the 4th, Sox with the 5th, and Tigers with the 6th. On the National League side, Brewers locked up the number 1, Phillies number 2, Dodgers number 3, Cubs number 4, Padres number 5, and Reds number 6. So how do you want to do this? You just want to bounce around matchup to matchup, and
yeah. Let's just talk matchups.
I say we you want to save our predictions for the end?
Yeah, that's fine.
Or you just want to give our prediction as we go along?
No, I don't care.
It might be hard because if we might be leading the audience a little bit with
Probably a little bit.
some perspective.
Well, let's see. I mean, we can just go in order of the schedule of how it's being played. So Tuesday, first games of the wild card series will begin. 1:00 Eastern is going to be the Tigers and the Guardians, which I love the fact that this is how the season ended. It's how it's going to line up. It just feels poetic in my mind. I like that they're facing each other. I mean, it is Scooble. You're going to see Scooble.
They've beaten Scooble the last 2 times they've faced him, correct? Or they have at least won the games that he started. I don't know if he got hit with back-to-back losses.
I don't know if he took the L personally, but yeah. I mean, I got to feel really good if I'm a Guardians fan. I got to feel confident for this first series anyway.
It was official with the Sox beating the Tigers today in 162 in the finale. So they already knew that they had won the Central, but to punctuate it with a walk-off.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
that's one way to do it.
Right. And I know that I beat the whole, like, you got to punch your ticket with a win. I know I beat that into the ground, but like there is something to be said for, I don't know, like rewarding your fan base by winning the Central, punching your ticket, technically whatever, win it for the division with a walk-off. Like there's just something to be said to round out your season that way, going into a matchup against a team that we all know vibes could not be lower with.
Right.
So to your point, you got to love being a Guardians fan right now.
Side note, not to brag or anything, but
brag, man. Let's hear it.
I said the Guardians were going to win the division this year, and no one believed me.
Was this a recent thing, or are you talking about preseason predictions?
Hot takes.
Wow. Good for you.
I had a lot of haters on that. A lot of people. If you go back to the comments, you'll be like, Cleveland sucks.
I'm actually half tempted to go back right now and just, not that I'm disagreeing with you, but I'm saying I kind of want to just like chime in and be like, yo, what?
Yeah. What's
well,
up?
I'm hesitant to do that actually, because then it draws attention to my Royals.
Attention to the fact that I was wrong on almost every other pick.
But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to celebrate our wins.
I was right on the Guardians. I was right on the Phillies.
You sure were.
And that's it. Wrong on a lot of other things.
Well, for the record, if we're to pick are preseason division winners based on how they played in the second half, I would have been right with my Braves pick, because I tell you what, was there a hotter team in baseball than the Braves in the second half? Probably, but they played very well.
Side note, talk about some sickos. You know who you are. We were in the group chat today. There's a lot going on today. We obviously had football today. We had the Ryder Cup going. We had game 162s, teams that were like really mattered, and I'm getting texts about Braves games.
Tip of the cap.
Y'all are sick.
Tip of the cap.
Sick in the head. You love to torture yourself. Anyway.
Yeah, that's a self-inflicted wound. Like, I mean, I applaud you for it, but you're not going to get much sympathy for me if you're tuning in for 162. But you know, if you just love baseball, I can't even fault you for it.
Oh, it's so good.
I am trying to find the hold on, I'm close. We're in World Series 2024 territory. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I'm getting through all the drafts that we did in the offseason.
We got busy.
Where is it?
Come on, guy.
Here we go. I got it. Wow, Nate's picks are bad. Nate's a homie. Someone said, "Oh, you."
Support?
Someone said, "Oh, you guys are restarted." I think that was a typo, but an ironic typo. I want what Nate's smoking, so I can believe that too. Someone said, "Is Kyle special needs?" I said, "Sometimes I wonder." Someone said, "Hey, shout out." Somebody said, "For all you who doubted Seattle, hope you enjoyed your rude awakening." Oh, that was 5 days ago. That doesn't count. Wow. Way to keep receipts, though.
That's big time.
Wow.
That's some bitter fans.
Someone said, "Guy on the right is a genius." That was you. Yo, WTF was Nate on? Nate knows ball. Nate is my new best friend. A lot of love for Nate. Somebody said, "At least Nate believes in us."
We don't know who us is, though, in that scenario, do we?
Let me do a little digging around here. Nate knows. It's a guy with two women sitting on his lap, so no real context there.
Let's go ahead and move on.
Yep, go ahead and move on. Somebody said at least Nate believes in us. NAU, is that Northern Arizona? Is that a college?
It is.
Did you go D-backs for something? Oh, you did. Yeah. So that's what that is.
I did. Yeah.
Someone says Nate's an idiot.
Yeah.
I love Nate. This is the best take I've seen so far. D-backs win it at all. I don't get the Red Sox hype. Well, do you get it now, Gavin? Anywho's. Someone says crack kills. I guess that was in reference to your picks. Anywho's. Good on you. Good on you, though, because I went Royals, as I've mentioned. Didn't pan out the way I would have hoped, but good on you for seeing the long game here. Interesting, though, that neither of us picked the Tigers with the way that last year went, but
yeah,
maybe we saw the writing on the wall.
I'm really trying to find this. It's in our group chat. I'd like to just dig it up, call some people out, you know. Ah, there it is. March 24th, George. I think this might be the year Guardians will be like a 70-ish win team. Like 68 and 72 is what he said. I don't think that math checks out.
Yeah,
either.
No, it doesn't.
Tough look.
I wasn't going to say anything, but
I agree with Kyle and the Guardians. I think they're a mid team who will probably win 85 games. That's Henry.
I mean,
all I know is
how
that
far
they won
off
the
was
division.
I?
All I know is that they won the division.
That's fine, but can
I'm
we
riding
just
this one?
Can we
Let me just ride
acknowledge?
it.
Can we acknowledge that? I mean, they won 88 games, so They weren't exactly world beaters, but they did enough to beat the Tigers.
What was crazy is that I still have the over-under, like win-loss totals at the beginning of the season. The Guardians were at 82.5 wins. The Royals were at 82.5 wins. The Tigers and the Twins were both at 83.5 wins. So no one had faith in competitive baseball in the Central at all.
Royals finished 82 and 80 for what it's worth.
Under tough. Anyway,
but also while I'm thinking of it, just comments that I read over the weekend as I had brief breaks in between Fenway and eating cannolis and everything. Somebody was like, the Tigers didn't have a 15.5 game lead on second place. They had a 15.5 game on the Guardians. I'm like, I don't care. It was 15.5 games between them and the team that won the division. That's a collapse. I don't care that they made it in. That's a collapse.
Sure is.
But that's all I'm going to say on that matter. So, thoughts on the outcome. Do you just want to do predictions now?
Well, that's what I was saying. If you want to go, you
want to say
schedule. You want to hit the schedule. So we're gonna have Tigers playing in Cleveland. Obviously, that's gonna be the first game on Tuesday. Padres in Chicago facing the Cubbies. Red Sox in the Bronx playing the Yanks, and then the Reds in LA playing the Dodgers. I hate these start times for someone that doesn't have the availability personally.
Oh, so
Tough.
now the West Coast isn't the best coast.
We get banged in the postseason. I do know that. I do know that. Unless you work from home, good for you if you do. But I'm gonna have to get strategic with my schedule. Cough, cough.
Yeah, I hear a cold coming on.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the schedule. Before let's wrap up our thoughts on this Guardians Tigers thing. Look, I said it earlier. The vibes could not be lower with the Tigers. Guardians, you could almost argue the exact opposite, especially with the way that they capped the regular season off. Crazy though that they have a negative run differential. So maybe Kyle's take from the beginning of the season wasn't so crazy.
You're wrong. That's all I know.
I wasn't far off though.
Yeah.
On the spectrum of right and wrong, but not far off from the middle, That's all I can say. Look, it's obvious. It's Scooble and then who? It's Scooble and then nobody. No disrespect.
Those some T-shirts that got to be made up. Scooble then who?
You're just good. They were
Are you
talking about
Cleveland?
Are we doing predictions now?
Yeah, I don't care enough about this, Matt. I'm all done with it anyway.
What, Guardians Tigers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
neither of them are very impressive. Do we have, just real quick, do either of us think they're going to be in the World Series? Either of these teams.
I can't say that. Not allowed to say that. Legally, by law, I'm not allowed to acknowledge yes or no.
Give me the Guards.
Yeah,
It's
give me
gonna
the
go all three,
Guards.
though.
They were talking about it. They were talking about on the broadcast today. You've got a team that can spin it well on the bump, a team that has swing and miss stuff, going up against an offense in the Tigers that swings and misses a lot. So you combine that with the fact that they have no pitching depth to really work with, even in a short series, which that has to alarm you if you're a Tigers fan. You don't have enough pitching to make it through a 3-game series, for much less a 5-7 game series. That to me says all that you need to know. So yeah, give me Guards.
I lied. It's not going to go all three. I'm going to take Guards in 2.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Did you say it was going to go 3?
Yeah. I'm going to change my mind, though.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a dumpster fire in Detroit. No disrespect.
Yep. Guards in 2. I'm not, when I make my graphic though, I'm not putting in 2. So this is just,
Yeah. That's
this
fine.
is just for us. This
bonus.
isn't for public consumption on social.
A little bonus.
Yeah. So we'll go guards in 2. You said you want to go by the schedule. So who's that?
Padres,
next?
Cubs.
Oh, this is an interesting one.
It is.
And one that I think I'm actually, of the National League
In Wrigley.
matchups, this is the one that I'm going to be more locked in on, admittedly.
Yeah.
Based on what we said about the Reds. I mean, they have no interest in playing more than the minimum. So, yeah, this of the National League matchups, I'm going to be locked in on Cubs, Pods. I'll just go ahead and get my prediction out of the way now. I'm taking the Padres. You know, you can take the whole home field advantage in Wrigley and throw it out the window because the Padres bullpen is going to be what wins them this series. And frankly, I don't have much to say about the Wrigley home field advantage in comparison to the bullpen.
Day games, by the way.
Yeah, even more so. I mean, no disrespect. I hear great thing. I have yet to visit Wrigley.
I just feel like home field advantage isn't necessarily in play during the day. I don't know why.
That's what I'm saying. And well, to be fair, the Cubs play a lot of day games.
Yeah.
So this is kind of their world. So they're kind of used to it. But we're talking postseason baseball here. Like there's a different level of rowdiness that you get to unlock if you're playing under the lights. And unfortunately, the Cubs don't get to benefit from that. Sorry. So you maybe kick down the home field advantage a notch or two. And I think that you've got up and down that lineup, you've got guys with postseason experience, and then the bullpen is just you get it to the 5th, 6th, you're squared away. In a short series, I'm taking that every time. So give me the Pods.
Good manager matchup too between Schilt and Council. I think this is a very intriguing matchup.
I heard Brian Kenny today say that Schilt hasn't gone to Mason Miller before the 6th, I believe, at any point since he's been with the Padres. Understandably so. But he was making the argument that if there was a time to go to him, it would be in a series like this where don't be afraid to use a guy like Mason Miller in the 5th inning rather than have remorse after the fact, being like, man, wish we would have went to Mason Miller in that inning before it blew up.
Yeah, and I think that's what I love about the postseason. It's just like it is like it's must win every day. It's this inning that matters most to me, right? And so it's like I have a tool in my toolbox. No point in saving it, which I do like. And like, let's get through this situation before I start looking too far in advance to the next situation. So I do agree. I do like their bullpen. I like their veteran lineup. I think I'm probably going Padres as well, but I'll say all three. I'll say the Cubs get one.
Likewise, yeah.
That's my quote. That's the Rizzo first pitch. I don't know if he's going to get a first pitch, but that's the only Cubs playoff win that I said was going to happen was an Anthony Rizzo first pitch.
That's fair. Yeah,
I got to stick to that.
That holds up. Yeah,
I'm a man of my word. So, yeah,
I respect that. Which game would you give that to, or give them the win in?
I think game 2. With game 2.
You say that as if you've given it some thought. Why game 2?
I feel like it's like an emergency button. You know, it's like when in doubt, how do we
bring in a legend?
How do we get vibes?
Yeah.
Press that legend button.
That's fair.
You know, the public relations department is like, we got to figure something out. We just lost game 1. Rizzo.
get them on the horn.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, super quick tangent. I'm only bringing this up because you're reminding me of it. I was watching the game today, and the kid, I think, that went for the Sox today, I think his name was Jose De Leon, was in Puerto Rico yesterday. They called him last night and were like, hey, we need to save our bullpen. How many can you give us? Guy's been in AAA all year. He's like, how many can you give us? He said, they said he thought about it. And he told Corey, he said, I can give you 120. Ended up giving him like a 105 or something today.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Hadn't won a game in AAA all year. I think he said he was 0-9.
Yeah.
And then got the dub today and won 62 in a
cool.
big game for the Sox. Anyway, yeah, they were like, hey, we gotta get this kid on the horn. You mentioned getting a legend on the horn. This was not a legend, but still getting him on the horn. Okay, so you're going Pods in 3. I too will go Pods in 3, and I don't like that we're 2 for 2 on matchups here.
Well, we're about to go our separate ways.
Yeah, no, for sure. The other thing, real quick though, last thing I'll say on the Cubs, Imanaga has been cheeks lately, has he not?
I feel like the Cubs have really, like, overall, I'm not just going to say this last like week or so. I'm going to say like this last month have just kind of like their way into the postseason. It's just everything's been Like, can't tell you why. Haven't looked at it, any numbers or stats or anything. It just feels that way. Right
now, it's Nick Pivetta versus TBD, which tells me that, I mean, it's got to be Imanaga, right? But
I don't know how that lines up.
But let me confirm, because I'm pretty sure it's been his last like month plus of starts, month and a half.
I got you right here. So he last threw on the 25th.
Ew!
And gave up 8 to the Mets.
Has not given up fewer than 3 runs since August 21st. 3 runs, 3 runs, 3 runs, 3 runs, 3 runs, 8 runs.
Tough.
So bad.
Yeah.
I think it's an ERA of like 6 over his last 6 starts or something crazy.
The fall off, man. The fall off. So, but I mean, based on his like the fact that he hasn't pitched since the 25th, I'm going to go ahead and say he's getting ball game 1, right? I mean, Matthew Boyd has been a little bit better. Yeah, the Cubs pitching just hasn't. It's not going to impress me at all. Sorry.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
Give me Pods.
Yeah.
Especially with the way Pavetta's thrown this year and his postseason experience. He has
their bullpen.
And their bullpen. But Pivetta has a way of flipping a switch in October. Guy loves the lights, man. Guy loves any opportunity he has to be able to yell coming off the mound. Loves it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is his time to shine.
Sure.
His time to shine. So give me Pods in 3. All right, what's up next?
Well, the game 3 slate, and these are all consistent each day, by the way. They do not change slots. So
correct.
The 6 Eastern will be the Red Sox playing at New York Yankees.
No way.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
How about that? And for those wondering, no, I'm not wearing a Yankee shirt. It's a little bootleg, little something I found on the street at Fenway this weekend. So
sure.
Shout him out. Guy said we're here every game. He said, and then once the season finishes up, then we go over to the Garden for Celtics games. I'm like, I wonder what those shirts look like. Anywho's okay. Red Sox, Yankees. In the fake Yankee Stadium, best of 3. Should we go ahead and get the predictions out of the way? No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about this series. Can I be honest with you? was thinking about this a lot on the way home today.
Okay.
And I gotta say, I mean, I really think this is going to the Sox, is really what I came away with.
Shocker.
And I put a lot of thought into it. I said, you know what? Let me weigh the pros and cons.
Right.
Let me think about, the directions both teams have been heading in for the last couple of weeks. Let me take into account their respective cities' cuisines. Whose Italian stacks up. I was in the north. We were in the North End last night. We made a little snatch and grab mission. We're at the hotel and we're about 30 minutes outside of the city. I said, let's drive into the North End real quick on a Saturday when there's going to be crap tons of people. Mm-hmm. Let's grab some cannolis. Let's grab a pie and get out before people even know we're here. And we did. And so I'm taking that into account. I'm like, okay, like whose pizzas stack up? Or, how do those compare?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what.
World-renowned Boston pizza.
I'll tell you what, man. They put out a good pie.
Yeah.
They put out a good pie. Cannolis. I was trying the cannolis. I'm like, does New York have cannolis this good? Hard to say. Mike's Pastry is top tier.
I'd assume yes.
And what else was I thinking about? I was thinking about songs, which, by the way, Meredith caught this and I didn't catch this. Apparently our organist played My Way during like the 7th inning stretch on Saturday. And I'm like, that's
we got an insider. We got a secret agent on the inside.
Guy stinks. Who's playing My Way at Fenway in the 7th inning? What a joke.
We got a secret agent, a double agent on the inside.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so I'm thinking about like, how do our songs compare? And that's an easy answer. But,
yeah, sure.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just, like I said, pros and cons. I'm making a list in my head. And really, I came out on the other side being like, this is a textbook Sox win. Sox series win.
Do you have any logic behind it outside of
I think I just kind of shared that
nonsense you just spewed?
No, I think I just gave you my logic. Okay. I don't really appreciate the disrespect, thrown at the line of thinking that I came to the table with. Especially considering I was on the go for most of the weekend. I didn't have the luxury of being able to sit around, crunching numbers and everything. I was just really going with the important things.
Right.
So yeah, that was my takeaway, cannolis. And to me, that equals a huge, huge series win for the Sox.
All right. Sounds good. Do you want to give a game prediction or?
I think Fried will have an okay outing, but I think Crochet will have an even better outing. I'm not, despite what you may believe, I'm not going to throw around the season series in your face, because frankly, it doesn't matter to me as much as maybe it does somebody else. I think that,
sure, like
with any team, you sort of, well, minus the Tigers, you can pretty much wipe the slate clean.
Right.
Again,
I would agree.
Cannot stress enough, does not apply to the Tigers. Vibes could not be lower. But I'm not taking into account the season series because, coming into the Bronx, postseason, short series, to me, that kind of goes out the window. I feel like it's going to go 3 because as much as I hate to admit it, the whole thing earlier when I was thinking about it, long and hard, what I was actually thinking about, yes, what I was thinking about actually was things that I really needed to be honest with myself about. And one of those things was the fact that I feel like Rodon, and I hope I look like an idiot for saying this, but I feel like Rodon actually is poised to have a good, assuming he's going game 2, correct? I feel like he's poised to have a good game too at home.
He's had a good year.
He has, which is what, like, I'm not going to be an idiot. I'm going to give him some credit. So for that reason, and the fact that our game 2, Cora said that they still got to talk about it, but it sounds like it's more than likely going to be Brian Bayo. He's had a not so great September. Not wild about that. But game 3, anything can happen. So give me Sox in 3.
I'm going to go Yanks in 3.
Wow. Even when we're different, we're the same.
Yeah. I mean, to give you credit, obviously, like, Crochet is Crochet. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be an idiot. Like, he's been insane. I don't really love Boone's righty lineup answers. There's so many guys that are lefty heavy that are, like, really, really good. So, like, neutralizing that lineup is by putting a lefty starter on the mound. And it's going to be interesting. But from there, I mean, I'm assuming game 3 is probably piggybacking Cam Schlittler and Luis Heel in some fashion if needed. But Cam Schlittler's been absurd. He's been really good. So, yeah, Yanks in 3. And to wrap it up, do we even really need to dive into it that much? We got the
This is
unbelievable.
This is so
Cincinnati Reds.
This is so stupid. I get that, like, it sounds like the American League time slots were predetermined. It was either going to be 1 or 6.
I hate that this is the prime time one.
Is what I heard, but I'm like, come on. I get it's the Dodgers, but, like, actually, I bet you I know what it was. It was
thinking it was the Mets.
Yeah, could that have been a factor, or was this determined? No, actually, I don't think that would have mattered, because at the time of the conclusion of the Sox game, they were talking about it. They still didn't have a start time, so this would have been determined after the fact. So maybe that didn't matter. Yeah, maybe they just love the Dodgers that much.
I mean, I understand. I guess
the West Coast.
It's East Coast time at 9. So, like, yeah, West Coast at 6. Like, I guess that's.
I get it, but, like, come on.
It pisses me off that
it's the Reds.
Our game's at 3:00 my time. Like, admit it, 6:00 on the East Coast isn't, like, the easiest game time. You know what I mean? You work like a 9 to 5. You got traffic on the way home. Like that, you're rushing to get in the door. You're ignoring your wife on dinner plans because you got to catch first pitch. Like,
I'm like, I grabbed dinner on the way home. You're gonna have to fend for yourself. I had to get here to the couch for first pitch.
I ate a massive lunch, so good luck, babe.
Yeah, I'm actually not having dinner. I'm just gonna ride lunch out.
Yeah.
It's 6 sucks. We were actually talking about it yesterday because we went to the Friday and Saturday game, 160 and 161. And Saturday's game was at 4. And I'm like, this is just another stupid start time. 4 sucks because it's like, I don't know. It's not late enough to where you can maximize the day, but it's
early enough to dominate your day. Like, that's what your day is. You can't get anything in before, and it's too late to get in anything after. Really.
Yeah, because it's like pushing 7:30, 8 o'clock. Like, I'm gonna be 32. I'm not
That's my shutdown time.
I'm not going out for multiple hours on end at 8:30, starting at 8:30. So I have no interest in that. Anywho's, Reds. We know how this is going to end, but we appreciate you falling on your sword for the cause. Thank you for your service.
It's unbelievable work. You are getting Hunter Green, by the way. Like, you are getting Hunter Green game 1. That's something to be like, kind of, hey, I'll catch the first few innings of this, but
no doubt.
Dodgers in 2.
Well, no, you're going to catch all the innings because it's postseason baseball, and we're going to do our best to watch all of these games. Maybe not you. I'm just saying we as in baseball fans.
Depends on my mood for the game before. That could affect me.
Oh, what's wrong?
I had a little pep talk with Paige today too. I was like, hey, just so you know, Tuesday it begins. And like we're going to be randomly recording. It's just stuff's going to be happening left and right.
I need to have that. I should have had that on our 10-hour drive today.
That's like, hey, just buckle up. It's going to be spontaneous. It's going to be nuts.
Well, to be fair, I mean, this isn't her first rodeo with all this. Like,
no, it's not. But
I'm familiar.
This is how she is. This is how she's built. I gotta plant that seed first. And then I was like, hey, just a heads up. About halfway through the game today, I was like, it's shaking out to be Yankees Red Sox, so I'm going to be pretty insufferable this week. So she was like, fair enough. For better or worse, they chose us the same way we chose them.
True. True.
It's on them just as much. That's the other tough part about that game slot for my time anyway, because it's 3:00 my time. By the time she's getting home, it's like close to the end of the game. Like she's getting home like 5:15. I'm going to try to get out earlier, but that it could vary. Who knows what that does to our night? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't forget, pitch clock will still be part of the equation here. Like that, for anybody wondering, because there was a moment where I was like, wait a minute, I can't remember. Do we stick with the pitch clock in the postseason? Confirmed. Still part of
the only thing that's being ditched is the Ghost Runner.
Yeah, just had to remind myself.
Thank the Lord. If they ever did that in the postseason, I'd riot.
Out. Yeah, so Reds, Dodgers. You mentioned the Hunter Green thing. Like, valid point, and that was my Cy Young pick before the year started. So I got to
look good for a while.
He did. He looked great. He was in, albeit the very early Cy Young conversation before he hit the shelf. So yeah. I don't have any concerns there. In fact, like you said, I'm very much looking forward to catching that start. But the reality of it is the Dodgers pitching has looked better. They're getting healthy again.
Yeah, I'm assuming Yamamoto, game 1.
Yeah, and while I'm thinking of it, did you see that Kershaw got left off the roster? No. Yeah, got left off. Well, he made the start today. He made a regular start today. I think went scoreless, so he had a good outing to finish off the regular season. But low key, I don't think it's getting talked about enough. Could be looking at Kershaw's last appearance ever on the bump today if things go south for the Dodgers. But my whole thing with that, and yeah, I'm going to have this bone to pick. People have been like, well, why are you questioning Dave Roberts? He's manager. You're not. Is there not a way where we could have, first of all, why was he even going today? Why was today a must win?
Yeah.
Why did you have to throw out what?
I don't know.
I'm not saying
it is a round by round thing, by the way. It's not like he's left off for the entire
No, I get that. But like I said, should things go south, you left off a guy who, as we've said, say what you will about his age, say what you will about this or that, has been one of your better pitchers this year. Yeah. Consistently. So you're telling me you couldn't have punted on 162 and shuffled things around to where if you were concerned about his rest or lack thereof, allow it or make it so that he could be available for you if you need him to be? Crazy.
I'd love for the Reds to shock the world, but
it's a win-win for the Reds. If you get swept out of the dance, as we said, thank you for your service. But if you go on to win the series, we're talking about a potential historical run here from the Reds.
I'm just now realizing Will Smith has been on the shelf since early September. He hasn't played since September 9th. That's interesting.
Are we putting the Reds in the World Series? I think we might have to.
I mean,
honestly,
I don't hate it.
You were asking about Yamamoto, though. The probables that we have right now. for game one. Tarek Skubal TBD versus TBD for the Guardians. Nick Pivetta versus TBD for the Cubs. Garrett Crochet versus Max Fried. And, well, we can only assume Hunter Green versus... That's weird. There's actually not even an undecided. It's just blank. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, it's got to be Hunter Green Yamamoto. I don't know why that would be blank, but anyway. Yeah, the whole Kershaw thing kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but I was like, whatever. It's the Dodgers. Make your own bed.
I guess it kind of makes sense. With it being the Reds and it's like it's a 3-game set, like might as well use that roster spot for a bullpen arm. I could see him being on. I think he'll be on the roster for the NLDS.
You gotta get there though.
I get it.
Even though I know we've been running with this bit of thank you for your service, but like at the end of the day, you can't forget about some of the series we saw this year. I'm not talking Reds, but I'm talking like Pirates, like where the Pirates they swept the Dodgers this year, did they not? They not to fixate on the Pirates, but like
I think the Reds did too, actually.
Did they? Yeah, the Pirates held the Cardinals scoreless for an entire series and things like that. And the Reds have had some impressive series of their own. But there's instances all around the league, and it's not new to this year. It's any year. Any team can win any 3-game series.
Yeah, I know.
And especially considering this isn't the Dodgers of old, I think you have to take that into account. So if you're the Dodgers, the same way I was talking about the Marlins as it pertains to the Mets.
Are you saying you're going to pitch him over who?
I'm not even saying to pitch him over X, Y, or Z. I'm just saying to have him as an option. He's been one of your consistently start to finish was one of your better arms this year. And to just be like, we're good. Is that because of his postseason resume, or is that just because you felt as though you were going to get more out of whoever was going to slide in?
I think it's Yamamoto, then Ohtani, then Glasnow, then Snell. I think Kershaw knows his spot in that rotation. I just don't see it being necessary. Like it's going to be weird. I think we could do this for every team, and it's like kind of a weird conversation. We're gonna be like, really? You left so and so off this first round? But it's like, if it's a 5th starter, like yeah, I'd rather use that spot on something else. Rather have an extra bat on the bench, like whatever it might be.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying to put him in the rotation. I'm just saying to have him have him available as somebody who was one of your best options on the bump. I'm gonna guess, but like
I get your argument. I'm just saying that like I think the experiment of Kershaw coming out of the bullpen isn't something that I'd be like ever want. I would never want to press that button.
Sure, yeah.
From Dave Roberts. So I think it's less of a slight than you think. I think at first it is a little shocking, but I think if we uncover it a little more, it's no big deal.
But do you think having Kershaw on your, even if it's just the wild card roster, I mean, you can talk about whether or not to leave him on or off for later in the postseason, should you make it that far. Do you think having him off for this initial roster, or no, say he was on the roster, do you think that would be more of a distraction or more of an inspiration to the guys in that clubhouse?
That clubhouse specifically, I don't think it matters.
It's valid.
Other clubhouses, maybe. Other clubhouses where it's like, this is your one Hall of Famer, and we don't know what the rest of you guys are going to be doing with the rest of your lives. But this clubhouse, it's like, I don't think it's anything. I think everything that they were able to do with Kershaw, getting his last start, celebrating it, him announcing his retirement, having the guys like at that press conference. Like, I think there was enough of it to like almost kind of just wrap it up nicely. Nice bow on it. And now it's like tunnel vision, let's go to work. That's kind of how I see it. And I think if there's any clubhouse that is willing, I'm not saying willing, capable of doing that, it's those guys. It's guys that are just like all business. I don't care. I bet Freddie Freeman's like, Dave, you want me in center today? I don't care. I'm gonna go get a dub. Like I think that's just how that clubhouse operates. And that's why it is annoying, because it's like they haven't had this like superstar dominant 103, 105, 107 win season. It's just been like a kind of lackluster. You've been hurt most of the time, but like, are we blaming the injuries, or you just like your bullpen kind of sketchy? Like you made these moves and hasn't really panned out in a way. Like, what are you? Who are you?
That's another thing to keep in mind with this Red Series is who's going to be closing games for this team.
Couldn't tell you. I don't know. Dodgers in 2.
I'm kind of leaning
Reds in 3.
Kind of leaning Reds in 1. Honestly,
it's either Dodgers in 2 or Reds in 3. There's no in between. It's either the Reds are getting stomped out of there, or the Reds are coming to fight.
Or they win so bad in game 1 that the Dodgers are like, let's pack it up, boys. We'll see you in 2026. It's really no in between.
Keep it up, Cincy. Can we safely say of the wild card rounds, arguably some of the best uniform matchups? Reds, Dodgers.
Yeah.
The uniform, color scheme, all of it. Classic teams.
You're saying across the board or specifically this matchup?
Across the board. I mean, they're up there. I'm not on the Padres uniform train the way everyone else is. So I'm kind of out on that one.
I'm not either.
I think the Cubs are nice, but like, meh.
I'm not so anti-Padres uniforms like some people are. I'm like, that's weird.
I'm
these are cool uniforms, but I'm not like slobbering on them.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And
actually,
Tigers guards.
These are some great unis, not going to lie. Across the board. Except Cleveland, I guess.
Just can't get out of their own way.
Care to make any sort of wager
on ours
for our particular series?
We do this every time. We think of something at the buzzer. I don't know, man.
I just like throwing it out there to test how you're feeling, because if you're kind of sinking in your seat, then I'm like, okay, that tells me how he feels about it.
The reason I don't want to play the Red Sox is because I feel like there's 2 or 3 teams in the league that really know how to play the Yankees, and the Red Sox are one of them. Because like the Red Sox understand that you can force issues on the Yankees. Like they understand that you can take extra bases, you can kind of put some pressure on the outfield making an errant throw, you can kind of put some pressure on, a pitcher not covering first. Like there's that kind of stuff that they know how to do against the Yankees, and it pisses me off.
It's
weird that no other team scouts the same way. Like the Yankees are this, they are that. And it's weird that like only the Red Sox and a couple other teams are like, yeah, we know how to beat you. And no one else is like, oh, no, we're just going to try to out hit you. We're going to try to out homer you. And it's like, well, you're going to lose that most of the time. The way to beat the Yankees is the way the Red Sox play the Yankees. And that's what makes me nervous about it. I like the way they've been playing the last few weeks, but like, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Air all their dirty laundry. Air out all of the ways, all of the holes.
I like that the bullpen has started to figure it out. I like that there's pieces on the bench that Boone is like, he has like a full bench to use. There's buttons to be pressed. But the reality is that with Crochet going game 1, you're going to likely have to have Ben Rice catch because he's been hotter than Austin Wells. Left on left there. You're probably going to have to then have Goldie at first, who's good against lefties, but like Goldie just doesn't, he's not Goldie of old. You're kind of neutralizing Grisham. Like there's pieces that are just, it's odd. You're probably going to see Caballero at third instead of Ryan McMahon. You know what I mean? Like that's what a lefty, especially a dominant lefty, does to a Yankee lineup. So there's ways to neutralize it. And the Red Sox know they play them well. That's why the season series went the way it went. So I don't know. I don't have a ton of faith in the Yankees getting through this series like super clean and being like, yeah, we've turned a corner, we turned the page, and we know how to play defense all of a sudden.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like he just gave it to the Sox, if I'm being quite honest with you. But we'll move past that.
No, because you don't have much after Crochet.
Okay. We at least know who our closer is. I know that. And thank you for him, by the way, indirectly.
We know who ours is.
Loosely. Mm.
Yeah.
Well, we have the best closer in baseball.
Great booby grabber, too.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I saw him,
You're a big fan. Was Mom there at Fenway this weekend?
Seeing him in person, I'm like, I know where those hands have been, buddy. Don't try to play this one off.
Yeah.
Really weird. I'm not going to lie. Very strange.
Was that Mom or Grandma? I can't remember which one.
Frankly, have erased it from my mind. Couldn't even tell you. But yeah. Okay, I guess we'll punt on the wager until Tuesday at 5:45 Eastern.
We'll think of something.
As we typically do.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that should do it for our wild card preview. Any other thoughts before we get out of here?
I'm assuming. I mean, we'll be back either Wednesday or Thursday. I think it just depends on how these series go, right?
Wednesday, if we have nothing but sweeps.
Yeah. Likely Thursday. And I'm so ready for like the craziness. Remember last year how like a home team didn't win a game for like the first week? It was something like stupid like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, just things you just don't
wackiness.
expect.
Yeah.
You
just never know.
And hopefully we'll be live for some of these things. I was just about to say we're planning on going live streaming some of these key matchups. It's gonna be tough for these stupid afternoon games, but I get that you got to stagger.
Yeah.
So we'll put word out there once we figure out what our schedules are going to look like and how they're going to compare with this schedule. But yeah, we'll let you guys know, and we'll go live when we can, and just sit back. Fortunately, we don't have to keep book for these live streams. No disrespect, I love doing it, but it'll be nice to just sit back and just watch some ball.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But other than that, that's all I really got.
I'm not gonna go poop. Don't go chasing curveballs.
We love you all, as always. Looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.